And that one was to get kids interested in interviewing their parents and grandparents and writing a book about their life. Now, when I agreed to do this, I had no idea that these were third graders. They're only 8 years old. And I did not know this until I walked into the classroom, and here 40 of them, they came in waves of 40, come romping into the room, and they're expecting me to spend an hour educating them about how to interview their parents and grandparents. And I'm looking at them, and you know how they are. They're just little fidgety people. And I'm thinking, how in the world am I going to even get their attention? I started out by saying, do any of you like to fish? And over half of them raised their hand. And then I asked them if they caught fish, and how big the fish were, and where they went to fish. And then I asked them, would you like to write a book and see your name on a book in a bookstore or on the internet? And they all raised their hand. And that was it. And then I started dragging out all of the books that I had written and all the different ways that I had actually made money off of writing these books, which they became even more interested at that point. So the bottom line is 120 of them went out to interview their parents, and I gave them all of the information they needed, which was primarily these sheets that I've passed out, only it was a different line of questioning, and over half of them wrote books about their parents' experiences, and their parents loved it because they were the center of attention, and they interviewed their grandparents, and they interviewed their uncles and aunts, and they just wanted to keep interviewing people. So they got to do a little bit of everything with these books. I had them design the cover of the book, so they got art, they got to write, they got to make things up, and they absolutely enjoyed it. So each and every one of you in here have or know people with kids in schools that could do this same project. And it's so simple to do it because once they get into it, they really, really like it. Now, some of them even took the information and they keyed it into their computer and they generated a really nice book. So it got them off of texting, the cell phone, and computers for a brief period of time. And what I discovered is once they started finding out more and more and more about their parents and grandparents, they became interested in things the way they used to be back before the self-paced society that's on high speed took over their lives. So you might think about that. Go to schools, go to teachers, get this project going. I mean, imagine if every school in the country had this project, and it doesn't cost hardly anything. I mean, they need a 3-ring binder, and I had them set them up on timelines of when their parents were 6 to 10 years old, and then in 10-year increments. So, and they brought pictures in, and they put the pictures in the books, and they were really, really interested. They even got the teachers